Hey, beautiful souls, beautiful sunshine here with DR Holistic Killer, aka Sonia B. I am back with another prophetic message that I actually received. Hold on, y'all. I actually received a message on the 12th, and I also, on the 12th, and I also received one this morning as well too. Anyway, so with all that being said, for those of you who are new to my channel, I just want to say welcome, and for those of you who are returning back, I want to say welcome back. Keep in mind that these energies could be happening right now to you guys, or it could be happening a few days from now, or it could be happening a couple of weeks from now, or it could even be happening a couple of months from now. Just depends on your location on the planet, whether you're in the northern hemisphere, the southern hemisphere. All of that plays a factor of when the possible energy will reach you. And if it's not happening to you, it could be possibly happening to someone else who is within your within your immediate surroundings or whatever. So anyway, so with all that being said, and for those of you who do not know, I'm an intuitive, clairvoyant, Hayoka empath who receives divine prophetic dream messages. I also receive intuitive messages as well as intuitive messages through music as well too. And for those of you who do not know, I am a messenger for the spirit world to help translate messages from the spiritual world into this 3D world to help assist souls on their journey, not to give you answers to your or solutions to your problems, but it's more so of I basically let you know what energies are coming, and that way it better help you to prepare for it, whether you, once that energy is possibly presented to you, whether you go left or you go right, you've already received the message ahead of time. So anyway, with all that being said, let's get right into the prophetic message. Okay, so on Friday I received a message. God was showing me like some people, like let's just say you had some blinds up, and let's just say that your blinds didn't go all the way across your window. I felt like somebody had maybe 75% of their blinds, but it was in the middle, but it left these two sides over here open. Excuse me. So I say all that to say, I saw it as if somebody was trying to block people out. So I know for sure that we're in that energy that we was in back between, I want to say it was like March, April or May, somewhere around about that time, but we're in those same energies for some particular reason in the month of November as well too, where people are trying to basically project their negative energy off onto other people, whether it be somebody trying to do witchcraft or black magic. Take it how it resonates. You know, I just wanted to let you know that we're kind of in those energies. So whether you may be experiencing that or not, I don't know, but I do know that some people are just trying to basically keep people from, I guess, looking into their homes from what I saw. So in other words, I take it that this is not so much physically, but even if it is physically, I believe it's a little bit of physically as well as spiritually trying to keep people from looking into their homes. So anyway, and if you are experiencing that, there is something called psychic spying, should I say. So yes, you're going to have to, okay, there is something called psychic spying. I just want to give you that information. You do with it what you will, is what I'm being told. The spirit just leave it right there. Anyway, so with all that being said, okay, so another dream I also received, and I received this one on the 13th. This one came in a form like a family had went out to eat, right? So it was like a mom, a dad, and I felt like two kids, should I say, and I felt like they went out to eat, but I felt like there was a situation of, and thank you, Spirit. And I believe that this person is doing it intentionally. So I got a feeling like, and even if it's not somebody going out to eat, that is just how God is presenting it to me. So your situation may be totally different. So take it how it resonates, and however it resonates for you. But this is just how God, Soul, Spirit is showing it to me. So it was showing me as if a family of 4 like went out to eat, and it was like the family knew a particular person, and then this person was like a friend of the family, like the family knew them. So I say all that to say, it's like the person purposely, so the family was sitting together at first at the dinner table, right? So a few minutes later, the person that they knew came and told them that they were going to have to separate them. So I say all that to say that the family of 4 had to be separated. So there was the 2 kids, and then there was the 2 adults, should I say. So it came in a form I don't know if it was 2 kids or 3 kids. I think it might have been 3 kids. I think it might have been 3 kids. But anyway, take it just how it resonates. Again, that's just how God delivered it to me. But anyway, so with all that being said, so basically they were sitting together at first, but then like I said, the person that they knew, who was like a waitress, or I don't know if she was like the waitress or the owner of possibly of this restaurant, but then she turned around and she told him, she said, I'm gonna have to separate you guys. And then so the family had ended up splitting up. So the husband and the wife the wife had basically said, and take it how it resonates, because it could be a female that is saying this, or it could be a situation of a male that's saying this, but it came in a form as if it was a female that was saying it, but it doesn't matter, because if it's a female archetype, that's something different. But if it's the energy of a female energy, that could be a male or a female. So anyway, but the mom had said, okay, well, she told the husband, well, you and I can sit together and let the kids sit together at another table. And she was like, so we can spend time together. And then I'm sorry, y'all. Thank you. The Spirit is giving me a little revelation. So anyway, so the wife was like, and whether it's a wife or not, but I felt like it was a married couple, but whether it was a wife or not, it could be a situation of maybe somebody who has like a common law wife or whatever that they've married to and been together. I mean, not married to, they're not married to, but they've been together for years, but they have kids. But anyway, so basically the woman told the woman told the man, she said, well, let you and I sit together and let the kids sit together, so that way we can spend time with you, because I haven't, spent any time with you. So somehow she said that, but something different happened. So the husband ended up went and sat with 2 of the kids, and then the mom ended up sitting with another child at a separate table. So it came in a form like that. But I say all that to say that be mindful. Even though I said that this was a person that this person knew, it could have just been coming in a form. It may not be a physical person, but it could be, I think it's spirit. It could be like an energy, should I say? Because, oh, thank you, Spirit. Because what had happened was, the reason why the mom ended up sitting with one of the kids and the husband ended up sitting with 2 of the kids, it was almost like the child had basically said, the child had basically dictated how they wanted things to go, should I say. So that's how they went down, even though the waitress was the one that said, I'm gonna have to separate y'all. But anyway, just keep in mind that we have these energies that are here, and it could be the situation of these energies are separating people, where it may seem like it's the kids doing it, or some outside forces, but really it could be from a higher force of God. So a spirit is just kind of separating people in a sense. And I know somebody told me one time that God doesn't separate people, and I thought the same exact thing too. But you know how there's a saying that say, when you let go of something, and if it was meant for you, that it will return to you. That's the kind of energies that we have been in for like these past 3.5 years, 4 years. Actually been here for a minute, but I have experienced them from, it'll be almost like 4 years in February. So anyway, but that's been the energy that we have been kind of dealing with. If it's meant to be, let it go. And if it returns to you, then it was meant to be. If it does not return to you, then that means it wasn't meant to be. So keep that in mind as well too, is what I'm hearing Spirit say. Thank you, Spirit. So anyway, keep that in mind too. Where you may be thinking it's these people doing this, 9 times out of 10, it's and in some cases you do have situations where people are actually, hating, should I say? But in other cases, there's a situation where the universe is orchestrating things. Anyway, let me move on to the next message. So the next message was, okay, this is another energy that people are dealing with. So this could be for some of you, this may not be for some of you. So keep that in mind, because there are like, I think 4 different messages here. actually 5 different messages. So I just wanted to let you know. So you may want to watch it to the end just to see if any, even if that message I just told you about, if it resonates, or if it doesn't resonate, or you know somebody who maybe experienced it, either or. But I have other messages too. So just because that one didn't resonate doesn't necessarily mean that the other one may not resonate. But anyway, so the next message that I received, God showed me like it was a mom, right? And I got the feeling like she was a single mom, and she had 2, I felt like they were teenage daughters. She had 2 teenage daughters, and apparently one teenage daughter, I got the sense like one teenage daughter just recently got into a relationship, right? And then her sister, and whether it be a female or male, take it how it resonates, because again, it could be just somebody who embodies female energy. But hold on, y'all, let me turn this incense around. It's going right in my face. Anyway, so then the other sister or brother, take it how it resonates. It doesn't matter, but if you're somebody who just getting into a relationship, you can be on the receiving end of this, or you can be on the other end of this. But anyway, so the other sister ended up finding someone new that she started dating. And it just so happened like she was walking down the street, and I got the image of she was like about to introduce her mom to the guy she was talking to. But her mom had this look on her face. She had this look on her face, and her body language said a whole lot without saying it. So it was to the point like the daughter was just like, okay, you know, never mind. She didn't say anything, but I just saw what was going down and what was taking place. So in other words, it's almost like the child or the teenager had read the mom's body language and her facial expression, to the point that she was just like, she didn't even bother to introduce the guy to her mother, should I say. And then it's almost like I got the energy of it's almost like somebody who appeared to be just a little rough around the edges. And I'm not judging, I'm just saying what I saw. And I got the feeling that that's why the mom was frowning her face up. Well, for 2 particular reasons. One, Spirit told me the other day for 2 particular reasons. One, it could be one, it's the situation of, you know, the guy or person looks a little rough around the edges. And then 2, there's the situation of mom is not in a relationship. So could be a situation that sometimes that if mom's not in a relationship, she don't want her kids, you know, that they say misery loves company in a sense. So take it how it resonates. And it's up to you to use your discernment in regards to that situation. That was all for that dream. So this next dream message that I received. Oh, I'm sorry, and I forgot to tell you too. So the other sister, the last sister who got into a relationship, she had actually went home and she had a conversation with her sister, and her sister had told her, she said, Mom did the same thing to me too. Excuse me. She said, Mom did the same thing to me too. When I just started dating, I guess the person that she was dating, should I say. So apparently she not only did it with the first daughter, but she also did it with the second daughter. So it wasn't until the second daughter had a conversation with the other sibling, and the other sibling basically told her that their mom did the same thing to them as well too, what she wasn't aware of. Excuse me, y'all. Anyway, so that was it for that message now. I'm sorry, I didn't even turn the page to make sure I finished. Okay, so this next message, oh my God, like it was a little disturbing just to see, but take it how it resonates. So you guys remember that movie, that what do you call it, that musical, oh my God, I just had, oh, thank you, Spirit, that musical called Carmen, with Mos Def and Beyonce in it, and Mekhi Phifer in it. Okay, so at first I wasn't understanding this dream. I was like, God, why are you showing me Mos Def doing this to somebody? I was like, this, like, you know, and I'm not saying that he's literally doing something, but God was trying to show me, and I wasn't understanding. I was like, God, I'm gonna need you to tell me a little bit more, because I can't deliver this message like this. But anyway, so it came in a form as I saw Mos Def, right? And he was like a undercover cop, should I say. And then he had somebody else that was with him as well too, in a dream. But it's like he was kind of harassing this woman in a sense. He was like fondling her breasts, should I say, but she wasn't reacting. She wasn't doing anything. It was almost like she was just accepting. I don't know if she was just accepting because she was afraid or because of his energy, but it's almost like she just kind of laid there. You know how people, and I say laid there, but people were fully clothed. Thank God of that. People were fully clothed. It's just that, you know how you put somebody down on the ground, and usually a cop will have them to lay down on their stomach and they, you know, pat down their back. Well, in this instance, this woman was on her back, and it's almost like he was fondling her breast area, should I say. And it's almost like he was heading towards her belt line, should I say. And immediately I woke up at that point. But I got the feeling like his energy was just really aggressive, in a, like somebody having some sort of like, maybe, do I want to say like, I don't know if I want to say a sex addict or something like that. And but yeah, he was just like really, you know, just putting his hand into her shirt and just following her breast, like kind of aggressively or whatever the case may be. But anyway, I say all that to say, I was like, Lord, okay, why are you showing me this? Like, I don't want to see this, you know. But I say all that to say, some people may be experiencing these situations, and, you know, my God, you know, if you are, my heart goes out to you, should I say. But anyway, so I say all that to say that God had shown me that that was happening to someone, but then I couldn't understand why I was seeing Mos Def do this. And I was like, what? And then I realized later, I was like, God, I'm gonna need you to give me some more information. So when I was in the shower, right, the water, more messages tend to come through. Anyway, so when I was in the shower, the message came through was the movie Carmen. You remember how his energy was in the movie Carmen, not Karma, Carmen, with Beyonce in it. So I went back to think about it. I was like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, his energy was like a little aggressive, because in the movie, if you guys just go and watch like the first 15 to 20 minutes of the movie, apparently Mekhi Phifer was with Beyonce, but was it with Beyonce or somebody else? He was with somebody else. He had a wife or a girlfriend, and Mos Def was coming in there with his alter ego, should I say. You know how some males think that, oh, well, she's married, but I can still take her, in a sense. It was almost like that. Like, he didn't care. It was just like, it was just harassment, period. But I don't know if I want to call it harassment, because I don't know. God didn't show me whether this woman was just in agreement, but I knew she just laid there and she actually did nothing, should I say. But I say all that to say, because it could have been a situation of her being fearful as well too, because these two males were there. So I say all that to say, I got the feeling like, but even though I said it was like an undercover cop, for me, it's a situation of God was revealing to me someone who is in power, or who has some sort of power, or some sort of who is in some sort of status of higher power, should I say, you know? Well, as we would say, power, should I say, because we know people do misuse their power. But anyway, y'all bear with me. So anyway, so with all that being said, that was all that I had seen with that. But because I saw it, God was just letting me know that, you know, it's a situation of, you know, whether it's a married woman that it's happening to, or whether it's a single woman, it's the fact of the energy that's just kind of at play. So just be mindful, you know, whoever you may be, because, you know, sometimes you can have this aggressive energy even with a female towards a male doing this, being aggressive, should I say. So I don't want to just chalk it up to a man doing this to a woman, because the roles can be reversed as well too. So keep that in mind, because I did see someone possibly dealing with that type of energy. I don't know if that's a few people, maybe just one person, but just protect yourself, and just, yeah, I just want to just give you the message. So anyway, so more importantly, this last message, no, I'm sorry, next to the last message, This one was the kicker. So this one came at the very end. I have one more message that came through this morning, but I'm gonna keep that one separate because this was the last message that came through from the other messages. And basically, I heard God saying, he basically told me, he said that God told me that if you just simmer down, is what he said, simmer down, that he will take care of your enemies. Simmer down. So however that may resonate for you, because however it may resonate for you, let me just say that enemies come in all shapes or form. Enemies could be people that are around you. Enemies could be people who you work with. Enemies could be people that you live next door to. Enemies can be even people within your family. Enemies, take it how it resonate, whatever. If you have a enemy or whatever the case may be, and you have been wronged, should I say, when your heart had nothing but pure intentions, but yet people took advantage of that and misused energy, or in whatever shape or form, like any of these messages that I talked about today, and just any of these messages, period. And thank you, Spirit. I almost forgot too. Spirit gave me the message of what was it? There's a scripture in the Bible. I meant to pull this up. I almost forgot. There's a scripture in the Bible that talks about, if your enemies are thirsty, give them some water. If they're hungry, feed them. And then in due time, that God is going to heap coals of fire over their head. So let me make sure I'm quoting that right. But yes, God is just trying to tell us all, thank you, Spirit, for confirming that. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna pull a couple of cards too. Okay, here it is. It says, therefore, if your enemy is hungry, feed him. If he is thirsty, give him a drink. For in so doing, you will heap coals of fire on his head. So in other words, God is going to take care of your enemies, however they may wrong you, in whatever shape or form that they may wrong you. And if you care to know what scripture that is the one I just read. You have all different types, international, NIV and all the other stuff. I just read one. So anyway, this is Proverbs 25:22, if you care to read it. Anyway, so the last message that I received, give me a second, y'all. Bear with me, because I just got up like not too long ago, and I figured I should get this message into y'all, and I wanted to get it in yesterday. I didn't have time. I was spending some time with my grandson and granddaughter and them and yesterday. But anyway, and I didn't have time on Friday too. I was running some errands too. So anyway, but I wanted to get it to you today. So that's why I'm a little calm. And anyway, but with that being said, this last message came through. So some of you guys who know who your, let me just say, who your, let's just say who your kingdom spouse is, should I say. For those of you who do know who your kingdom spouse is, it's almost like I saw in the spiritual realm that some of you guys are working out like details, should I say? Not details. I'm sorry, not working out details, but it's almost like you're communicating in the spirit world, because you're basically, you're communicating with each other with what your pet peeves are with each other, should I say. So that's another message that just kind of came through this morning. So take it how it resonates. So if you guys should receive a dream, just know that that's a message from your counterpart, just basically telling you, what it is that, maybe they're not really caring for, or basically what they don't want from, how do I want to say? I don't want to say what they don't want from you, or what they don't want to deal with, should I say. Thank you, Spirit. Basically what they don't want to deal with. So basically they're expressing themselves within the spiritual realm. And some people may be doing this physically, and then for those people who are not speaking up physically, they are actually communicating in the spiritual world. So I just wanted to let you know that as well too. But anyway, so those are the messages that I have, and let me pull you guys some cards real quick. So I got 2 decks. I'm just gonna do these 2 real quick. I can definitely tell you, like, people, just be mindful and just be watchful. You know, if you just watch people, I just sometimes I see stuff and I'm like, oh God, like, and I have to tell myself, I guess it's better knowing rather than not knowing. You know. Two more shuffles, y'all. Collected to now. At the bottom of the deck, we got miracles. I don't even know why I looked at the bottom of the deck. Sometimes when I'm being divinely guided to, I do so. Oops. All right. I'm going to take these 2. They slid out of my hand, but I feel like, let me get one more. Thank you, Spirit. Blessings. All right, bear with me, y'all. 2 more shuffles. What message do you have for new beginnings? Okay, so at the bottom right, y'all, we have divine order. God was telling me to look there. Anyway, so it says everything is how it needs to be right now. Look past the illusions and see underlying order. So look past any chaotic situation that I may have just talked about that some people may be experiencing, whether it's you or just somebody that you know who may be experiencing a situation like that. Just know that, like God said, it says everything is how it needs to be right now. Look past the illusions and see underlying order. So in other words, it doesn't matter what you're seeing with your physical eye. Just know that behind the scenes that God is lining up divine order. So every situation, as they say, all bad things work together for the good. Remember that. Anyway, so the first card came out is New Beginnings. And then the card that came out for that one is Remember Who You Are, Archangel Michael. You are a powerful, loving, and creative child of God. You are very loved. So that is for new beginnings. So just know that all these situations that people are experiencing and everything, you know, what I heard Spirit saying a second ago, like, even though people may be sending, like, trying to poke and pry into your life, whether it be spiritually and you didn't give them permission to do, just know that it was just showing you how you had not been protecting yourself spiritually. So I say all that to say, sometimes these situations, and I had to learn this as well too some time ago, like, all this was leading up to the situation. They were like a spiritual teacher to me, not one that I would necessarily want to follow, but one that was allowing me to say, hey, that's not the type of person I want around me, or, you know, somebody who violate people's boundaries, should I say. So I say all that to say that God was just showing me things that people can do, and it's up to you to protect yourself spiritually, so that way they do not have full access to you. So it's almost like when you're not covered or protected, you're wide open. So when you're wide open, it's like people tend to think that, you know, not think, people do. People see that energy is wide open. And it's like, oh, this is somebody, just imagine let me put it into the form of a, I don't necessarily want to say a demon, but let's put it into a form. Let's just say, imagine like imagine that a child, thank you, Spirit just kind of showing me a child. Imagine a child being young and innocent and pure, not really knowing how to protect themselves, or they're just young and pure. So if an adult kind of sees that and they are of low vibrational energy and they're looking to, let's just say, you know, toss their shit off onto somebody, it's almost like, I don't even want to say this. Anyway, send it in a direction rather than keeping that stuff themselves and holding on to their lessons, whether it be pain or, you know, whatever it is that they may be experiencing. It's almost like, you know, because everything is made up of energy. It's almost like they're trying to shift that off onto somebody else. Let me say that. So, you know, that's why it's so important to vibrate high, so you're not vibrating at these people's frequency, and so on and so on. And I'm not saying that God doesn't allow tests to come, because tests do come just to make sure that you're still covered and you're protecting yourself. So that's why it's so important to do things, what's the word? That's why it's so important to have a daily practice. Thank you, Spirit. That's why it's important to have a daily practice of whether protecting yourself, whether praying, whether, you know, speaking to God, and so on, because those things keep you covered, you know, underneath like the blood of Jesus, or whatever you want to, you know, say, spiritually, or whatever the case may be, whatever your way of spiritually protecting yourself is. So that's why those things are so important. Having a daily ritual for yourself. And I don't mean a ritual for us, you know, casting spells, or, you know, doing things against people's free will. That I'm not talking about that. Anyway, so it says, the sun is the most profound symbol of life itself, large enough to fit 1 million earths inside it. In ancient culture, the largest of the rising sun represents hope and the understanding that life begins again, fresh and new. Responsible for the climate and weather of the earth, it is the symbol of birth and rebirth. It can also represent resurrection and a time of profound spiritual awakening. Its symbolism in the end of darkness and the beginning of light, and in oh God, getting a little tongue twisted here, and in initiation of a whole new cycle. Excuse me. So keep that in mind. New beginnings, vitality, and wide opening opportunities are all at hand. Seize the day. This is the perfect time to begin new projects or give birth to emerging ideas. Timing is everything, and the time is now. Anything and everything is possible. Good fortune awaits you. The rising sun is the ultimate symbol of the yang principle, expanding power and activity. You are radiant and luminous. There is glow within that you can be felt. There is a glow within, there's a glow within you that can be felt by all. So keep that in mind as well too. All right, so anyway, new beginnings. And like I said, basically God was saying with these new beginnings is like remembering who you are. And then the second one is wisdom. Wisdom. Depths of the sea. The surface of the sea can be choppy and turbulent, but when we sink down into the depths, our surroundings are completely different. Often there is a stillness below. In other cases, the surface of the sea might be played, yet down in the liquid blue area of, what is this? Myrid of the creatures and a variety of seaweeds, a vast community of creatures is eating, mating, giving birth, and dying. What we see on the sea surface has very little to do with what is occurring below. So it's kind of like what the first card said, you know? Anyway, so things that are not as they seem, look beneath the surfaces in your life. For example, you might feel that you aren't making progress on a particular project, yet beneath the surface things are happening. Or you might be going through a stormy cycle. This card is letting you know that even though the surface of our life might be a bit rocky or wobbly, in a deeper place all is well, and serenity and peace and emerging. Things that may seem challenging will later be revealed to have been beneficial. And the card that came out with that was Clear Audience. And it says, Uriel, pay attention to thoughts and ideas that come to you as they are answered prayers. So keep that in mind as well, too. I know sometimes if you're somebody who can be in your head, sometimes you can overthink things. Try not to overthink things. Usually try to go off the first thought that came to your mind, should I say. And because I know I used to battle with that years ago. I was like, oh my God. Then I create another idea when God had just gave me an idea. But now I'm like, okay, well, which one do I go to when, you know, anyway. But yeah, I know we just got to make sure that we're being sure. So do what's best for you. Anyway, Claire, I'm sorry. And most importantly, as we talked about these new beginnings and the wisdom, blessings. Blessings that come behind that. Holy spring. In many ancient cultures, it was believed that there was some spring that were holy. God and goddesses were thought to reside in or near these special places, and they were revealed. Greek mythology is replete with stories of these special places. Many of the Christians hallowed water sources, such as the chalice well, were used for sacred purposes long before Christianity. Rose to prominence. This kind of springs were thought to be healing waters where blessings were restored by mystical beings. And basically, so emerging blessings are emerging into your life from those in spirit. Angel guides and spirit guides are are watching over you. Angelic intervention is available to you. Be open to the voices of divine messages are all around you. You are protected. You are safe. Have faith that your path is guided. Watch for signs that spiritual beings are present. Profound healing energy is flowing to you in wondrous ways. Refresh, replenish energy is filling your life. Ooh, I say thank you, Lord. Anyway, so ways that just so you guys don't know, just so you know, ways to know whether you have angelic beings around or ancestors. Sometimes if you're outside walking or you're inside somewhere and you see a penny on the floor, usually that's them trying to give you a sign. I'm just letting you know, in case you care to know. And the other sign is feathers. If you see feathers, if you're outside walking, or a feather falls down in front of you, that's another sign to let you know that the spirit guides are there with you as well too, like the angels and stuff. So I just wanted to let you guys know that, because I feel like spirit was just telling me to let you know that in case you don't really know the signs. But anyway, and if you also want to know if you have if you just want to question the spirit that is around you, if you're not sure, just ask them to give you a sign. You know, for me, I used to ask them, okay, well, you know, show me the color card green. You know, if I am talking to, you know, whoever, if this is an ancestor, if this is the angels that's near me, show me a green card, allow a green card to pass me. Then all of a sudden, just let it go. And then when you're thinking about it, you know, just being observant, and, you know, you'll see either the green card, the red card. I know I used to do that a lot, but it's almost like I used to do that a lot, you know, just to make sure, you know, I was receiving the correct information, so that I know that what I was thinking or what was coming up for me wasn't just me concocting that anyway in my head. Anyway, so for this blessing card, it says clairvoyance is coming. So I am helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully so that you can clearly see heaven's love. So just know that heaven is working around the scenes. Like I said, I know things may seem chaotic. I know things may seem like they are out of order, and the people are out of order, especially with the messages that I gave. But sorry, y'all, I hit the camera. But just know that underneath all of the order, underneath all of the chaos, that there's order taking place. So anyway, like I said before, how it says all bad things work together for the good for those who love God. So with all that being said, I hope that message was helpful. And remember to stay safe, y'all. Stay safe. Be aware. Watch your surroundings. You know, more importantly, watch who you're around. Because when you're around certain people, whoever's serving karma, depending on what kind of karma they got coming back to them, if you're around him, you know, you may be finding yourself feeling that same karma that they're feeling or whatever. But anyway, so I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And I will see you the next time that I do have another prophetic message. Remember to stay blessed and always keep God first and foremost in your heart, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And with all that being said, I wish you all much love and much light. Bye.